Hello. Love your music. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Dondino. How are you?
Not bad.
Looking good after last night at the club. Okay, everybody, welcome. This is, let's see, let me get a little bit closer. This is June 5th.
Yes, it is.
Okay, 2014, here in beautiful Las Vegas. How's the weather outside?
It's hot.
Hot?
Hot.
How hot?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that sounds like a punchline. How hot is it?
Well, it was going to be. Thank you for ruining my joke. How's the weather in California, Crystal?
Right now it's pretty cool, but later on it'll get probably in the mid 80s, high 80s.
Okay.
Right to my heart.
Yeah, right.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, today, once again, we have Dondino here. Dondino's partner, special guest, wasn't able to make it. He had an unforeseen
It's asthma.
event. Oh.
Yeah. And he's an emergency right now.
Oh. Wow.
So you
That
have a
must be
little
tough
bit-
being a singer and having
Yeah,
asthma,
I know
right?
it. I know it.
It's 102 degrees right now.
Is it? Did it feel that way when you came in?
No, it felt 110.
You've got to factor in humidity. Okay, so we're going to turn it over to Dondino. Dondino is going to talk about life, adversity, the path to success, what we need to do. This is part of our employment planning workshop, and you know, we teach you the hard skills here, the typing, the Microsoft Office, the Google apps, the things that you need to know when you get into an interview. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes to, do they like you? Do they believe you? Do they trust you? Do you have confidence? Are you competent in what you do? And I think I heard a story, or no, I think I read it in Cosmo, because I like to read Cosmo, because that gives me the inside hints of how to act. And it said the number one thing women like in a man is what?
Confidence.
Confidence. Would you agree with that, Dodie?
Yes.
Okay, so it's confidence.
And a big paycheck.
Well, that gives you confidence,
Yeah.
right?
That
That
gives
leads
you
to confidence. So anyway, Dondino has traveled around the world for, when did you start entertaining?
16 years of age.
16, so, you know, a few years ago.
62 at least.
Okay, so it's 16, and you're in this, literally in the spotlight.
Yeah.
When you're doing that.
Well, actually, at the age of 13 is when I formed my first band,
Where was that?
and that was in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, anybody here from Brooklyn?
Never
All right.
Born in Brooklyn.
There you go. And the only job I can get at that time would be like weddings.
Oh.
And
Bar mitzvahs.
yeah, well, actually, I was ready to say that. I was considered the king of the bar mitzvah.
Oh, right. You're on the second.
I did all the
At
Jewish.
13?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, between 13 and 16. And I played an instrument that today is rarely accepted, which is an accordion.
Oh,
Yeah.
The accordion is making a comeback.
Yeah, it is. It is. In
Someone
country
was playing
music,
in
yeah.
the grocery store
Yeah.
this weekend.
What does that mean?
The accordion is making a comeback.
No, but what do you mean they're playing in the
They're
grocery
playing
store?
polka music.
Trying to get changed.
No, he was shopping and playing the accordion.
Oh, so a lone nut. He had no followers. Do you know Guido Fiero?
No.
Okay, his father was a famous accordion guy from Italy
Oh, okay.
when they first came over.
Yeah.
But he's a member of the club.
Oh, okay.
He's been around a long time. I'm sure you'd know him if you saw him.
Well, Dick Contino at one time was the #1 accordionist. Like I was a kid, and he was basically like one of my idols that I looked up to.
And you played the accordion?
Yeah, I still do. I mean, not in the show, but I have my own accordion. I still play it.
Mariachi.
For just relaxation?
Mariachi.
No.
They have accordions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
You
But
play, you play for relaxation?
Yeah, for my own enjoyment.
Okay.
But the cool thing about an accordion is that the left hand is actually the bass and chords, so you're actually, you know, a one-man band.
Yeah.
So when I had my band when I was 13 and 16, never had a bass player, so we just had guitar, sax, drums, and myself. Yeah.
Now, how does a bagpipes work?
I was going to say
Not
the
too
same
good.
thing. You read my mind. You read my mind.
And I think bagpipes can only play in one key, which is E flat.
He's flat, yeah. You got to have a lot of lungs.
Yeah. No, not really.
Not really.
You blow it in,
And then you,
and then you control it.
you gotta control it, yeah. Never tried it.
Never tried
No,
that.
no. I used to listen to it, so
Oh, okay.
Irish and all
Okay. So you started your band at 13 doing bar
Yeah.
mitzvahs and weddings
Right,
in Brooklyn.
right.
How far would you go?
How far would I go? I'd go upstate New York.
Okay, which is
Like
Buffalo,
No,
Not
not
that
that
far.
far. Not that far.
Elmira,
No,
Binghamton.
I'm trying to think of the town. Hopewell Junction.
don't know that. Do
Yeah.
you know
That was an
Hopewell
area
Junction?
that
No.
used to have a club up there. Yeah, Hopewell Junction.
So is that part of your circuit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Malone.
Then I expanded and got into a more professional entertainment, you know. And then I put the accordion down and I played Hammond B3 organ with my band. And then we hired a female singer. And after a year of that, one night she was sick and she couldn't come to work for like 2-3 days. And I never really sang up front. Just played, you know, and sang harmony behind any lead singer that was with the show. So she was absent for about a week. So the drummer and myself said, well, what are we going to do? I said, well, I'll just learn some songs and sing her songs, you know.
Okay.
Then all of a sudden, as I was playing, I felt a little bit of interaction with the audience. And just automatically, I just left the organ.
So
And
you
I just came right up front and started talking to
It's
the
like a
people.
spotlight.
Yeah. It's not
Now-
like the spotlight. It's just the instrument confined me,
Very true.
you know.
So wait, now before that, the second when you were found out she was going to be gone, what were you guys thinking? It's over, or
No,
she'll be
no,
back
no.
Not
Not over. We figured, well, we could just wing it, you know.
Okay. And then did it keep going down? Like she's
Yeah,
not
it
here
did. Yeah,
tomorrow?
it did, of course. Well, 3 days. And then we said, no, the weekend was coming up.
Okay. So it's, we got to do something.
So I was-
mutiny against the law.
Of course.
I don't want to step in here and do something.
But that was my first experience as singing up front. You know, single artist oriented, you know.
And it was a successful.
Yeah,
It
because
wasn't
then,
like it was bad, but she had to go back the next
right,
day.
because then what I did is I just hired a keyboard player
I see.
who played organ. And I was it from
And
that
then
point
she was
forward.
gone?
Yeah.
Just,
Well, she
no-
came back. We did duets, you know,
Okay.
that kind of.
And so was that it started good and then it just kept getting better at that point?
Yeah.
Any other rocky roads?
It's always a rocky road. Show business is not a smooth career. It's like
Not
a
all
roller
state.
coaster.
Right.
One day you're great, the next day you're not. I don't mean in performance, I mean in success. You know,
Mhm.
and you have an agent, and all of a sudden the agent books you in a certain circuit, and he gets too comfortable with that income from that circuit. He doesn't think anymore of expanding and getting you out further because he has a meal ticket. You know,
Right.
so these decisions that you make as the entertainer, and you start to learn about the business end of it. So you have to get another agent.
And
So
what's that like? What was that like?
To get another agent?
Yeah.
It's hard because you have to prove to that agent that you're good or you're acceptable. I was pretty lucky because I judge the barometer that I use is the people that I work in front of, you know.
Okay, so the crowd.
Right.
Okay.
And small story, I was at the Four Queens Hotel from 1980 through 1993.
Right downtown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
A couple
13,
blocks away.
so like 13 years, and they had a new entertainment director they just hired. So the entertainment director said, well, son, how long are you here? I said, I don't know, maybe 9 years so far. So he asked me that question, and I felt kind of uncomfortable, you know, and I was
Like, is
right.
that leading to something else?
Yeah, because a
You've been
couple of
here
days
a long time.
later, I get a call to meet him in his office. He said, well, I said, we're thinking about changing entertainment because you've been here like 9 years, you know, and not that you're not good, but, you know, we're getting a little bit, you know, stale, the word. I said, well, I said, okay. I said, but you have to remember one thing. No, he said, we got a lot of, you know, situation with the workers, the bartenders, the waitresses, the keno runners. He said, oh, God, we hear the same song every day, you know. So he used that as his barometer to feel like he needed another act, you know?
Right, because they
So,
wanted variety.
Yeah. So I just looked
He
at him.
said they wanted variety.
Yeah. So I just looked at him and I said, well, I said, okay. I said, that's the way you feel. So I went up to Jeannie Hood's office. She was the owner of the Four Queens at the time. And I explained to her, you know, what was happening. And she said, absolutely not. She said, because how can one person be right when all my customers that come here from all over the country are wrong?
Right.
No, you stay, you know, we'll just change the waitress if she's tired of hearing it.
Pretty good, yeah.
So she taught me something. How can one person be right and thousands of people who've seen my show be wrong, you know? And they keep coming back.
So then how was the relationship with the guy?
He was fired, not because of me.
But he was new, right?
He was like there a year.
Okay. And he one day said, it's getting a little bit...
And one day I walked in, he wasn't there.
Didn't
But
bother
I
you
didn't have
when he
anything
did
to do with that.
it? Didn't bother you a bit, did it?
Well,
How did
it
you
bothered
get
me.
fired?
No, it did bother me a little bit because he was getting the wrong message,
Okay.
you know?
Talking.
And that just proved to me that he wasn't qualified for that job,
Right.
you know? But I felt bad he left, yeah, of course, you know? Yeah.
So when so you had your, how similar was each day to the previous day
It's never.
in terms of your song?
Oh, the song?
Yeah.
Well, that's easy to explain. You could sing a song 150,000 different times. If you have the same audience every time you sang it, then you'd have a problem. But the audience changes, which allows you to sing that song that you've been singing forever differently each time because you're working off the vibe of the people, you know?
So now how does that work? Are you thinking about that, or is it just you're not thinking, it just happens?
It just happens.
Okay, so it's
It just happens.
you've been doing it so long, you don't need to think about it.
Yeah, it's not only that. Like I keep repeating, you know, to many people, they say, well, how do you stay up there? You know, it's like you know, like an hour show, an hour and a half show, you know. You don't even realize that you're up there because if you have here's my terminology, if you have the gunpowder, the guts, and you're born with that curse, which is a gift, and you don't know how to quit that gift, you know. The minute you get on stage, for the first minute, you're kind of nervous and stuff, but then all of a sudden, there's something like a spirit or a radar that just takes over, and you're totally unaware of the exactness of what you're doing from that point forward. You just do it. And then when you come off the stage and the show's over, and even with myself, I don't remember maybe 10% of what I did on that stage. The rest of it I don't remember because it just happens.
So it's not planned.
No.
And it's not remembered.
No.
But it's completely, so that would be like the TED Talk we had on flow, right? You're just in the flow and you're totally focused. And so in this TED Talk we're talking about, you described it as somebody who's writing music and their mind was detached from their hand. They were just seeing their hand writing music.
Right.
Is that, do you mean you
have
that experience?
Yeah. It's like an out-of-body experience. And I think the last time I was here, I explained my slogan, you know, and my slogan is music. I forgot my own slogan.
Suits the heart. That's it. Music suits the heart.
Yeah. Music is not what I do. Music is who I am. You know, there's a big difference. And the greatest gift of all is to actually finding your passion, you know, and not too many of us can do that, and not too many of us ever do it, you know, because sometimes those signals are confused with just life problems and stuff like that. And but once you find your passion, then it's a commitment that's unbelievable that you don't
adversity, and built